Good morning, listeners of Hot Topic and Fresh News. Today, November 27th, 2024. Let's dive into today's top headlines. In Namibia, polling is underway in presidential and parliamentary elections. The long-standing ruling party, SWAPO, faces new challenges amid a tight race. With 21 parties and 15 presidential candidates vying for seats, the political scene is crowded. Despite a history of dominance, SWAPO has experienced notable declines since 2019, losing key urban centers, yet it remains strong in the populous northern regions. The opposition's fragmentation appears to be a significant factor in SWAPO's resilience. Furthermore, Vice President Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah aims to become Namibia's first female president, pledging job creation and addressing unemployment, though critics question her ambitious goals. Preliminary figures suggest a SWAPO victory, but the final results will tell the full story. Stay tuned for more updates as the day progresses. Hey there, listeners! Welcome back to Hot Topic and Fresh News. I'm Emily, your reliable guide to the world's most significant stories, and joining me is David, our brilliant commentator. We're thrilled to have you with us today, November 27th, 2024, as we dive into some hard-hitting news. Don't forget, we're here every day, so be sure to subscribe, enable notifications, leave a comment, and share with your friends and family. It really helps us keep bringing you these stories. You won't believe what we're about to reveal, so stay tuned. Today's big story comes from Namibia, where the political landscape is shifting in unpredictable ways. This is important because these elections could redefine the region's political stability. All right, David, ready to get into it?
Absolutely, Emily Norma. This is going to be an insightful discussion. Let's unravel these headlines.
That's right. Hot off the press.
With SWAPO having lost its two-thirds majority in 2019, do you think they can bounce back in this election?
It's possible, mainly because the opposition is fragmented. There are over 20 parties and 15 presidential candidates, which makes it difficult for any one group to consolidate power against SWAPO.
That's interesting. What do you think is causing this fragmentation among the opposition?
According to political scientist Rui Tayatend, it's less about political or ideological differences and more about personal egos and clashes. This lack of unity has played into SWAPO's hands, allowing them to retain some strength despite their own setbacks.
Are there any other factors that could influence the election outcome in favor of SWAPO?
Yes, Namibia's proportional electoral system can sometimes favor SWAPO because it allows even tiny parties to win seats. This can dilute the opposition's power further since there isn't a unified coalition to present a strong alternative.
Given these circumstances, what's your take on the potential impact of this election on Namibia's political landscape?
It could either lead to a continuation of SWAPO's governance, albeit with challenges, or it might force a reevaluation within the opposition to find common ground. The outcome will likely influence regional politics as well, considering the trends across southern Africa. What do you think of the current news story so far?
This election is pivotal. It underscores a broader pattern in southern Africa where historic ruling parties are under pressure. It seems like a crucial moment for Namibia to either embrace change or reinforce the status quo.
Absolutely, it's a fascinating situation to watch. The political dynamics are evolving rapidly, and how they unfold will definitely have regional implications.
Considering SWAPO's previous losses in urban centers like Windhoek and Walvis Bay, where do you think they should focus their efforts this election?
They should concentrate on consolidating support in their stronghold regions in the north and work hard to regain trust in urban areas by addressing key issues like unemployment and housing.
What role do you think the late President Hage Geingoob's passing could play in this election?
It might create a sympathy wave for SWAPO, though it's uncertain if that will translate into votes. His leadership did register the weakest results for the party, so the focus may shift to new leadership dynamics.
Given that political scientist Henning Melber mentioned the system attracts individuals seeking personal gain, how might this affect voter turnout or perception?
This perception could definitely lead to voter apathy or skepticism. People might feel disillusioned if they believe candidates are in it for personal gain rather than public service.
On a lighter note, do you have any interesting trivia about Namibia or the election?
Sure. Did you know that Namibia is home to the world's oldest desert, the Namib Desert? And on the political front, Namibia was the first African country to incorporate environmental protection into its constitution. That's quite progressive, and it speaks volumes about their priorities even as they navigate political challenges.
That's fascinating. It's always intriguing how a country's unique characteristics can shape its politics and policies.
Absolutely. These aspects add depth to the political landscape and can sometimes influence voter sentiments in unexpected ways.
How significant is the candidacy of Netumbo Nandi-Ndaitwah in this election?
It's quite significant. If elected, she'd be Namibia's first female president, marking a historic milestone. Her focus on job creation and women's issues could resonate with many voters, though her goal of generating over 500,000 jobs is seen as ambitious by critics.
What makes Nandi-Ndaitwah a strong candidate despite critics' skepticism?
Her long-standing presence in Namibian politics and lack of controversy give her a solid reputation. She's perceived as having integrity, which can be a powerful advantage.
The opposition seems fragmented. Can the Independent Patriots for Change, led by Pangelini Ichila, pose a real challenge to SWAPO?
Ichila captured 30% of the vote in 2019 as an independent, which was impressive. However, he now faces a united SWAPO and a strong rival in Nandi-Ndaitwah, making his path to victory challenging.
What role do you think the recent coalition failures in Windhoek could play in the elections?
These failures may make voters wary of opposition coalitions. It highlights the difficulty of maintaining unity, which could benefit SWAPO as they regain power in a new coalition.
Overall, what do you think are the key factors voters will be considering in this election?
Voters are likely to consider economic issues, particularly job creation and unemployment. Women's issues will also be on the forefront, alongside perceptions of candidate integrity and political stability.
With the parliamentary elections looming, do you think the IPC could really become the second strongest party?
It's quite possible. Analysts agree that the IPC is likely to secure a significant number of seats, challenging SWAPO's dominance. If they succeed, it could force SWAPO into forming coalitions, which would mark a significant shift in the political dynamics.
How might the new affirmative repositioning party impact the political landscape?
Led by Job Ami Panda, AR is aiming to push its way into parliament, which could further dilute SWAPO's influence. Their presence might compel SWAPO to navigate more complex coalition arrangements, potentially altering legislative priorities.
Do you think Pangelini Ichila's personal life could impact his political ambitions?
It's certainly a factor. His marriage to a British woman has sparked some controversy, highlighting lingering colonial resentments. While it's uncertain how much this will affect his campaign, it presents a symbolic challenge for some voters.
Early voting has started. What do preliminary figures suggest about the election outcome?
Preliminary figures indicate a SWAPO victory, with IPC and AR following behind. However, it's still early, and a lot could change as more votes come in.
How should we interpret these early trends?
While they suggest SWAPO might maintain its lead, the opposition's momentum, particularly from IPC and AR, could translate into a larger shift in the parliamentary landscape, depending on voter turnout and coalition dynamics. Thanks for tuning into Hot Topic and Fresh News today. We covered the dynamic political landscape in Namibia and the significant players involved. It's always a pleasure to have you with us. Make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you're always up to date with our latest content. Feel free to share our discussions with friends, family, and anyone interested in the news. And do drop a comment if something caught your interest.
Looking forward to seeing you in the next episode, so keep it locked here. We're broadcasting every day, bringing you the freshest insights. And hey, there's some really interesting stuff coming up that you won't want to miss.
Stay in the loop, keep your eyes on the news, our channel's content will amuse.